The greatest harm, the greatest betrayal, and the deepest disappointment in life are often inflicted by the people we love and those closest to us. There are people who do wrong by us, and we must not forget these wrongs. Because these behaviors are often not one-time occurrences, they tend to be repeated. Therefore, it is extremely important to be cautious about certain behaviors in order to protect our mental health. You tell someone your secret, your troubles. In normal times, that secret is kept. But when things get tense between you, when you argue, if at that moment they start to spread that secret around, if they tell others about you at the first opportunity, you should be wary of that person. Friendships have their ups and downs, but someone who reveals your private matters every time there's tension is truly dangerous. One of the things that annoys me the most is this. They are very sincere and close one-on-one, but when a third or fourth person enters the environment, especially when someone of the opposite sex arrives, their behavior changes. If they display attitudes that make you feel unimportant, belittled, or worthless, this is also a recurring behavior and should be taken seriously. If there are people around you who constantly compare you to others, you should be careful about this too. It happens occasionally, and you shouldn't make a big deal out of it. But if it's constant, he's like this, you're like that. He has a car, yours is like this. He's successful, yours is like that. These comparisons make a person feel incredibly worthless. One of the most important virtues in a relationship is knowing how to apologize. But not just in words. They will admit their mistake, apologize, and change their behavior. If you constantly encounter someone who blames you, says you're too sensitive, says you're being selfish, says you're not the same as you used to be, and shifts the blame onto you, and never admits their own mistakes, I recommend being cautious around this person. Aren't there people who constantly remind you of every good deed they've done for you? It gets to the point where you say, "Please, don't do me any favors, you'll just rub it in my face later." If they keep reminding you of even the smallest thing over and over, this situation seriously wears a person down. First, showing excessive interest, excessive affection, then suddenly dropping to zero. If they become angry, cold, a completely different person. You need to be careful about this too. Interest is good, affection is good, but it should not come at the expense of sacrificing your own personality. Some people who seem like friends secretly see you as a rival. From your clothes to your achievements, they compare everything, from your vacation to the book you're reading. You do something, and they immediately try to do the same, or even better. And before you know it, you find yourself in a competition you didn't even want to be in. This is the behavior of people who appear friendly, but are fundamentally jealous. Some people expose your weaknesses in order to be popular within the group. Even if they say, "I was just joking," if they embarrass you or belittle you in front of others, this behavior is ego gratification and should be taken seriously. A person who belittles your sadness or pain may not be a true friend. Are you upset about this? Are you worried about this? Downplaying feelings is a serious problem. You achieve something. You were lucky, they say. You had help, they say. They ignore your hard work, attributing everything to external factors. This makes you feel worthless over time. Saying, "I'm telling you this for your own good," insulting, belittling, judging, condescending people. And if you always end up feeling bad, here too you need to be careful. People who insist despite your refusal. People who constantly violate your boundaries. People who relax when you say yes, but make you feel guilty when you say no. These behaviors should also not be forgotten. Which of the things I mentioned have you experienced? Perhaps you could share an example with us. Thank you for listening, my dears. See you soon. Take care.